Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. This week we're breaking all down the energy that we talked about in the readings where I drew these cards. You can check those links out below, but it's about being grounded, and in this week in particular we're talking about understanding things from other people's perspective and walking around in other people's shoes, because so far this month we've explored creativity, self-care, and then finally, what was last week? Learning the lessons and seeing the bigger picture and learning the purpose of things. And so through that transition, now we're learning about using that information to kind of understand others more and see the world through their eyes for the sake of understanding and for the sake of unity. So I'm using mirror cards and white sage tarot, stack 1, stack 2, stack 3. They're timestamped below. Please comment and let me know which one you chose. Please like if you like my hair. And let's get talking. Gemini, stack 1, you have the Tower. See, I figured out the lighting, kind of. My boyfriend did. The Moon in reverse. And Independence. All right, Gemini. I'm feeling the need here to remind you of the way everyone is fighting battles that you can't see. If you haven't seen that meme, everyone has unhealed wounds, everyone has stuff they're dealing with, and really nothing is ever about you. The way people show up, the way people react, the way people behave, and the way people talk to you, it is always through their filter and always has to do with them and what they're going through. And so you get to choose to not be with the Tower and Independence. It's all about breaking free from being tied to the way other people are showing up and the way other people are reacting. When you can see them as separate, and when you can see that their stuff is their stuff, and when they react to something you do, it's because some core wound in them or some core belief in them has been triggered, not that has anything to do with you. So when they're triggered, that's their thing. And so if you're dependent on how people show up and how react, that is like a prison to you. And so they're talking to this week about breaking free from that and taking your independence back from the way other people are showing up, because that has to do with them and not to do with you. Okay, Gemini? Stack 2, you have 7 of Wands, the Emperor in reverse, and Joy. Okay. So Gemini, I feel like there's someone showing up in your environment who is defensive, who is seeming to be easily triggered by you, or they are questioning what you do because of their insecurities and the way they're feeling. And what it's showing is that they are not in their power at this time. When people aren't in their power, they are more vulnerable, more easily triggered, and they're going to be more defensive, because when we are in our power, that is when we are confident and know that we've made the right choices for us, that we've done the best that we can, that you would do what you did again in the same way for reasons. And when there's any part of you that is not solid in that knowledge, is easily questioned. If someone questions you, you're just like, oh, because I'm not sure. But when I'm sure, you can't rock me. And so this person isn't sure, and so they're easily rocked. And so with Joy, it's talking about there's no point to confront. There's no point to bring this and throw it into their face. There's no point to stand up to them. Just stay in your own power and stay in your own joy and look at what you're grateful for in your life, and have some grace and understanding that they aren't in the great place that you're in. And just sometimes when you show up confrontationally with someone like that, that's almost what they want. It gives them fuel. It gives them something to have power over when they don't have power over themselves. And so if all you do is just be you and shine your light and follow your own joy and be happy, that almost takes the fun out of it for them. So in that way you can just disengage and put that fire out almost. All right, Gemini stack 3, you have Death reversed, 8 of Wands, and Appreciation. Gemini, do you remember an Alanis Morissette song? What does she say? The moment I let go of it was the moment I got more than I could handle. The moment I stepped off of it was the moment that I touched down. I'm feeling like there's an urge to change and an urge to change because of lack of appreciation and understanding for what is great about the moment. And the minute that, so I want to back up and talk about how we're talking about walking around in someone else's shoes and understanding other people's perspective. They're calling you towards walking in your shoes and putting your shoes on, your big girl shoes on, and walking around in those, because they're wanting you to come back to your perspective and look around at what is already perfect and what is already amazing, and that there is not actually a need to change anything at this time when you can change your perspective and ground yourself in gratitude and see what perfection there is in this moment. That desire to change and to have something other than what is falls away rapidly, I feel. All right, Gemini, talk to you next week if you subscribe. Thanks.